So, in this lecture, we will discuss about these kind of base metal discontinuities, and in this section, there are the various kind of cracks that we discussed in the last lecture as well. And these base metal discontinuity basically some kind of specified uh, that welding cracks, that although a kind of there are the various kinds of types, and they are covered by the hot and the cold cracks, but some of these are encountered in specific condition and environment. So these are the basic kind of base metal discontinuities that we will discuss in this lecture. So laminar tearing, that the kind of a crack, we can say that a kind of a, um, a crack that occurs at due to occur in the HAZ, and as you can see in the figure, and due to the combination of localized stresses and low ductility of metal in through thickness direction, due to absence of elongated stringers of non-metallic inclusion parallel to its rolling direction, crack initiation occurs at the flattened MNS or oxide silicate stringers by the decohesions of such kind of non-metallic inclusion, that near the weld, and that is in or just outside the HAZ. In laminar tearing, the crack appears to be closely associated with the edge of HAZ. The horizontal and vertical cracking of the base metal is very typical features of laminar tearing. So the problem occurs particularly when making toe and corner joint in thick plates, such that the fusion boundary of the weld run parallel to the plate surface. So in general, susceptibility laminar tearing depend upon the type of joint, kind of inherent restraint, sulfur and oxygen content of the weldment in HAZ, type and morphology of inclusion in the base metal, and content of weld, the use of thick plates, preheating, and the strength of the material produced. So the effect of hydrogen H2 appears to be associated with embrittlement rather than with the cold cracking. So preheating reduces the susceptibility to laminar tearing, especially when hydrogen potentially are present. So the electrode of lower strength level within line requirement provide the weld metal the ability to accommodate the things, and for this kind of concentration strain, and therefore that improve the resistance to laminar tearing. And in the initiation of this laminar tearing, that may be triggered by the following factors, that as you can see in the figure, there this kind of tearing parts in the showing in the animation mode as well. So these factor may be triggering a part in this particular laminar test tearing. So these are the separation or void formation of your at the interface between inclusion and metals, and shattering of inclusion itself. And the third is the, you can say, kind of the parts that are in the, yes, the kind of sub-microscope inclusion that play a part in the crack generation. So the silicate and the sulfide inclusion also actuate the situation as well. And the laminar crack observed in thick C magnesium steel, but welded in the thick section by saw welding, that is the submerged arc welding process, and are usually located in central section of plate or close to HZ. So this laminar tearing may also be due to bonding, and therefore it is by segregation of carbon in bands. So in the direction of rolling with cracks appearing in high carbon content zones. So these remedies are the suggested to avoid or at least reduce the um, occurrence of the laminar tearing, that including the following things that to be considered, that using the steel with low sulfur content, and that content is should be less than 0.007%, and the use of the steel treated with the rare earth metals or cerium. And another one is the use material and procedure to get reduced hydrogen content in the weld metal. So the improvement in the particular weld design is to be taking care regarding the laminar tearing, and it employ the joint design that also the correction stresses to act in the rolling direction, so rather than in transfer through thickness direction. So of the laminar tearing, that susceptible material. So these kind of things that is happening. And then the in the industrial areas that is seriously affected by the laminar tearing include the following things: that the machine tool industry, that T and the corner joint of the bed and frame in heavy plates, and offshore platform welded on attached to boiler and thick walled pressure vessel as well. So these are the laminar tearing that we discussed. And furthermore, be moving towards the laminations. So this lamination is basically and then further moving toward this, after laminar testing, this lamination based problem, that is the base metal discontinuity that is locating here, and it may require the repair prior to the welding, and it is formed during the milling process. Then the lamination effect can be reduced by the joint design, as you can see, to minimize the size of this particular material to maintain this kind of lamination effect. And then the lap and seams milled introduce discontinuities in which result from a lump of a metal being squeezed over into the surface of the material, if beyond acceptable limits must be removed and repair or discarded. Then further moving to the very common and very most important kind of defect, that is the porosity. And this porosity is having a very kind of impression on the weld piece due to the various kind of gas bubbles or the moisture content. So these kind of having porosity is very much problem for these weld specimen. So there are the single pore, uniformly scattered, cluster, liner, piping. So these porosity, as you can see, the the porosity which is having a very various kind of things, that is due to the gas pocket that can occurs due to this kind of a problem. So that and these gate pocket can are in the several in size, and in the weld metal or extremely small holes that is called the porosity, with few hundred of scattered throughout the cross section of the weld. Sometimes the kind of porosity that reaches the surface and appear as a pinhole, and sometimes the porosity is also called the wormholes when they are long and continue. So other is also called the piping, usually long in length and parallel. So these things uh, in the root of the weld, and it is normally the porosity is not as serious a defect as a crack, primarily because the porosity cavities usually have rounded end with the will not propagate like crack. So the porosity in weld is usually of four types, that is the uniformly scattered porosity, cluster porosity, starting porosity, and linear porosity. So these kind of a porosity is basically um, happened with this, and can be categorized. So these single pore having the separate by at least their own diameter along the axis of the weld, and the uniformly scattered porosity is kind of wide, or the tiny bubbles in the, they look like a black spot on X-ray negative, and the individual voids seen on the X-ray film can range in size from almost microscopic 3 mm or more diameters. So that is the uh, things that is scatter. So it typically judged by the diameter as we discussed, and often caused by the low amperage short arc gap and the unshielded weld start. So the cluster porosity is also is usually worst type of porosity, in which the pores frequently occur in clusters separated by considerable length of porosity free weld metal. Such clusters are often associated with changes in welding conditions. For example, the changes in arc setting when the welders start or stop welding. So the starting these cluster that the typically single large discontinuity, and then the linear porosity is occur in the most frequently in the root pass of the weld, and is often regarded as a special case of inadequate joint preparation. So any defect that line up in a weld are bad, and when they occur in the root of the weld, they are worsened. So this is because the lined up pores can get connected together very quickly by short crack to become one big disastrous failure, and when the welded component is heavily stressed during services. So this piping is also related to this, and this particular, if we're talking about this porosity that required the preheat elimination, may needed an electrode with more deoxidizer, use runoff taps, restart on top previous weld, and the grind of lumps. So these problems can be overcome. So the porosity is basically not permitted in the fabrication of the pressure and vacuum vessel, nor for the container that intended for storage and transportation of liquid and gaseous products. So, however, virtually all weld in aluminum and its alloy have some kind of its use perfectly clean dry welding equipment and electrode that have either been just baked in the electrode baking oven approx 150 degree for 4 hour, or by using newer moisture resistance MAW stick electrode with the hydrophonic water heating flux coating. And also always purge the shielding gas as well, and the shielding gas lines before welding, and excessive welding current and the too long arc length should also be avoided. So this is about the porosity, and the next is the heat affected zone microstructure alteration and adding drawing of HZ of the groove weld. So these are the things that we discuss in this lecture, and the points that is in the heat affected zone microstructure alteration, that is showing that is adding the drawing of the HZ of the groove weld with the leaders to like grain refinement, grain growth, that hardened area, softened area, and precipitate susceptible areas. So these hatched groove weld can leading to these kind of things, and then size or dimension, if it renders the part unusual, that is unusable part, it is a defect. And if it is outside the allowable limit, it render the part unusable. Things don't have to be perfect, just within the acceptable tolerance. Working to perfection is too time consuming and costly. So some other kind of hammer marks, that due to the stress riser and slightly unnecessary things. The repair technique, that may involve different process, different procedures, and different kind of a preheat and post welding heat treatment, and kind of electrode and smaller electrode as well, to use for the repairing mechanism. So only repairing the defect, discontinuity are by definition acceptable, and repair is therefore unnecessary and not cost effective. So this is all about regarding this particular cracks, and in the next class we will focus on some of the other kind of defects that we defect, or some kind of other topics as well, to elaborate. So these as we talked this defect in very less segments. So most of the ideas that came through these kind of cracks in the problems is discussed in the class. So almost all of the kind of welding cracks are being discussed one by one in detail over here. So these are in the various segments, so you can go through the various welding defect videos that is being uploaded, and can be can be um, can be usable to this. So these things that in the crack in the defects that we discussed are very much need very much attention required for doing this kind of operation in the fabrication. So these defect why we discuss, because to understand that if any kind of a human error or some kind of a technical error occurs in the particular weld, so we can overcome this problem by identifying and recovery from this kind of a problem. So that's why we are discussing these kind of defects. So leading to this, we are about to complete this chapter of welding defects, and if there are any kind of things that we need to discuss, may can discuss uh, in the personal, or you can ask in the class as well, that these kind of problems that occurring in the particular weld. So this is all about that, just revision purpose. I am just sliding down it to recall all this, and so moving toward the front page, showing the revision portion of all the welding defects that we discussed, and in the earlier lectures that are uploaded, and this one will be uploaded soon. So these kind of problems that we discuss and we are facing in these welding operations, so we can overcome this problem. As a engineer, we are studying these things due to to understand this kind of a problem and to overcome this problem easily. So that's the thing that we need to discuss. So this is all about regarding this welding defect, and that we will talk in the later on classes to identify. So thank you.